Oh.
Really high. So this is one of my favorite tools for going with the flow, because sometimes, like, if I'm feeling depressed, I just go ahead and put on the depressed music and just stumble around the room to it. And rather than going, oh, I can't be depressed, I just go there, and it allows me to work through it in a way that I otherwise would utterly resist. And then I'm through it, and then I go, oh, I feel better. In this particular format, we're going to be doing it blindfolded, so please feel free to dance like nobody's watching. And this isn't about dance moves or club moves. I mean, for trained dancers, those movements are just in our bodies and we can't help it. But we're not thinking about what we're doing. We're just listening to the music and feeling the energy and letting our body tell us how it wants to move. And that's it. My best piece of advice is to just let go. And so the tools that you have to help you with the letting go process is, one, when you become aware of that monkey mind, the conscious part of your brain that chatters away at you and says, this is stupid. What am I doing here? Am I doing this right? I don't think I'm doing this right. I don't know, this feels weird. That's the part of our brains we're shutting out. So when you become conscious of that, it's important not to get judgmental on yourself, but just let it go. Breathe it out, breathe it away, let it go. We have a breathing technique that we like to use that helps to over-oxygenate the brain so you feel really high with no drugs. And it's 2 sharp inhalations in through the nose, and you imagine breathing air up into your third eye. That's your psychic sight. Don't cross your eyes at me.
My third eye.
It's just above between your eyebrows. It's your psychic sight, your intuition. That's the place we're pulling air and oxygen into and expanding. And then an exhalation is a very forceful, out the mouth full exhalation. So it looks like this. So that's a tool you have to use if you want to. You don't have to do it the whole time. Nobody expects you to do it the whole time. You probably don't want to do it the whole time because that'll probably mean you're way too up here in the monkey mind part of your brain going, oh no, I need to keep doing the breathing exercise. But if you find yourself coming out of a trance state, normally we don't even realize we've achieved a trance state until we come out of it. If you find yourself coming out of it, you can use the breathing technique to help block out the extraneous thoughts and to help pull you back into trance. And another tool you have is just to listen to the rhythm and find some kind of repetitive motion and just keep moving. I don't care if you're doing a 2-step or if you want to sit on the floor and rock. That helps to bore that chattering part of your brain, so it just kind of shuts up after a while. And you can really trance out with that. And it trains the mind. And the blindfold is, in and of itself, is a tool because it cuts out the primary form of how your brain decides what's real. I see it, so it must be real. But we're trying to cut that out and go into what's truly real, into your own heart space, your reality. So it's a group journey, but it's still your individual journey with the group's energy supporting you, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Normally in a trance dance, I would say feel free to cut loose and not feel like you have any limitations. But since we're in a room that's full of furniture and stuff, I would ask of you to set some intention that I don't want you to be in your head about it, but just set some intention before you get started that you're just going to kind of maintain your little quadrant and not intentionally like spin across the room. Because I really don't, I mean, I'm going to be trying to keep you all safe. I'm not going to be blindfolded. Melissa's not going to be blindfolded. We're really going to hold the space, hold the energy, and try to keep you guys physically safe so that there's no head-on collisions or, beating your shins into the fire hearth or anything like that. But just given that there's a lot of obstacles in the room, it's for your own safety. So what we're going to do is I am going to have you guys stand up after, not just now, and I have blindfolds for you. We're going to set sacred space, and then you're going to be blindfolded for an hour trance dance, which for some of you might sound like it's an excruciatingly long time, and I guarantee you when you're in sacred space, it goes like that. And then at the end of the hour, I have you lay down on the floor for 10 minutes. And after the 10 minutes of that are done with, then I tell you when to take off the blindfolds. And at that point, please make yourself comfortable. If you need to hydrate, use the facilities, grab a snack, and then we're going to reconvene and do some talking circle. If you get into any kind of trouble, you need a tissue, you really have to pee, or you're really triggered and you want to go outside and scream obscenities at me or something. If you need help, just stand as still as you can and put one hand in the air, and one of us will get to you as soon as we can. You'll want to take care of your needs as much as you can before we get started, because you don't want to interrupt your own process if you can help it, but please don't, I want you to be comfortable too.
Were there any tools you offered before the breath of fire?
I don't think so. I think you caught the beginning.
So, breath of fire, the blindfold, and
Constant
the
motion, rhythm.
Constant motion is kind of important for me, because my body, like if I'm dancing this way and then I start getting close to something that's meaningful, it's like my brain and my body will conspire and be like, "You are very tired now. You must rest. Sit down, lie down, take a load off, stop moving," like that. I'm like,
That's the chattering brain that we're trying to squelch.
So if you have this feeling like, I have to lie down, I just have to stop, just check in before you do and go, wait a minute. What am I avoiding? What's going on? See what it's like to push through it and just keep moving. That's my personal journey with this stuff.
Earlier, Mellissa was talking about the layering realities, and there's that upper layer where you're way too mental that says, "Oh, I don't know, I'm sweaty, I'm out of breath, oh, I think I need to stop, I'm not used to this."
Yeah.
You need to check in and see if you're really in harm's way, or if it's just a fear that you need to push through. And only you know the answer to that. I'm just the guide here. You are your own teacher in this process. Because the reality is that we're all connected to Mama Earth. We run off of electromagnetic energy. She runs off of electromagnetic energy. All we have to do is remember our roots. Plug in again if you feel disconnected. If you're starting to feel tired, like you should stop, just plug in again. Breathe that earth energy up. You can go for hours and hours and hours. Does anybody have any questions? Okay, well, let's take a very, very short, quiet break, so that if you need to get that last minute drink of water or use the facilities, and then let's meet right back here.